Who broke this 17, 18 years ago? Who's continued to break this even 5, 6 years ago and nobody would believe us? Now it's mainstream news. See, they don't want us to have a debate about this until they roll it out so that so their PR can be ready. With the PSYOPs, we have to expose it beforehand so then when it surfaces, people know that it has negative connotations. Here it is. Oh, this is brand new out of Media Trackers. Ohio National Guard training envisions right-wing terrorism. Translate that. Military expands training for war with domestic groups. Or headline should be, establishment prepares to stage false flags and blame liberty movement. Because that's all this is, yes, the libertarian veteran gun owners are going to blow everything up and they're going to kill everybody. No, you're going to blow up a major city or something like that and blame it on us and start a purge, and then there's going to be a shooting war. And you want to get all the cops and military ready. Oh, you mean they said that the Patriots was gonna work with Al-Qaeda and nuke a city, and I guess Obama was right. And then once it all happens and starts, because Foghorn and Leghorn of the media is like, I see there. You know, because Chucky Schumer's up there going, I see, the right wing gonna blow stuff up there, boy. Gee, Dad, that looks like a cat. No, that's a rooster over there. That's not as good. Roosters are black. They have fur on them. I mean, they are, look, I see, the liberty movement is working with Al-Qaeda. So when we come back, I'm going to tell you all about this as they accelerate the Civil War plan. How wonderful. And then they can purge everybody. And then you really will have FEMA camps. And let me tell the military and police something. You're not stupid. There will be a civil war if this happens, and you are going to die. Here's the deal. You can, like cowards, just stay in the matrix and keep watching your football and go along with it when they start blowing stuff up and showing dead children and saying the liberty movement did it. Remember they arrested Atari militia after 2 years of trying to get them going to gun shows and stuff to talk about killing feds, and they went, well, I guess. They go, well, if the UN takes over, the FBI agent's going and starts killing people, what do we do? And he goes, I guess we'll have to organize and defend America. We'll have to fight back. And the FBI arrested them for saying if the UN comes in and if they're set up FEMA operations and start putting people in FEMA camps and killing them, what do we have to do? Well, I guess we'll have to fight back. Why do you keep asking me that? I just hope it doesn't get there. And then they wanted to put those people in jail. I mean, I'll say that. I'm not going to a FEMA camp. I'm not putting up. You're not going to teach my 5-year-old how to have anal sex. I'm sorry, you pervert scum. It's over. And I want to tell the police and everybody else that are on power trips, I'm not saying all the police, but the ones that have been trained that you're God, you're going to find out who God is. They think they can win a civil war, and they've done the computer war games, and they think they know. They're incredibly wrong. They think there'll be a 1 to 2 year war, breakdown of a lot of essential services. They're going to harden the main cities. They're already doing that. And then kind of have a war against the rural areas, and then pose as saviors and create a ratting out process, kind of turning all of America into a giant re-education camp. And then they plan to release soft plagues to debilitate folks. It's already going on. It's going to be bad. I mean, and by the way, they're going to go for broke. And the military and police that work with them will be given real inoculations that are going to protect you and your family from what's released. But when they're telling you, oh, sorry, the general public can't have it because there's not enough, remember that's a soft kill during the Civil War. The Civil War will be accompanied with bioweapons. I want you to understand that, okay? And it's just unbelievable. And a lot of military and police are going to go along with it just so they get the treatments. They've thought all this out. I don't even like talking about this on air. And believe me, the NSA is freaking out right now that I just said that on air. Let me continue. By the grace of God, am I still alive here? And they're not ready to start the Civil War yet. You know, I've told the story a lot of times about deer hunt when I was a kid. We'd see a good-sized buck come out chasing some doe, and my dad would say, you know what, wait, there's going to be a bigger one if you want a trophy, usually coming out in about a minute or two. He'll let that young, dumb one come out. He's watching. And then he said, get your guns up, get ready. And then here would come a big buck. running right out after the other one. And it's the same deal. They don't want to take me down until they are ready to take the whole deal down. Here's how it'll work. City gets nuked. They say Liberty Movement does it. I will be hit simultaneously or right before they do that. You'll never even hear I've been taken out. You just won't hear about me anymore. It'll be simultaneous or right before. They rolled a bunch of their fake terror networks right before 9/11. The day before, September 10th into the 11th, they were already rolling them up to keep their mouths shut that they knew it was really an inside job. They were rolling up any witnesses the day before. Well, it goes the same for resistance. Ron Paul will either be told, shut up or you're dead. They're not going to trust him. He'll have a stroke or a heart attack. Or the gas man you'll hear is blown up at his house. I'll be dead. They'll send in their best Merc hit teams up front, and they will kill people like Judge Napolitano, you name it. Anybody they see as a leader, anybody they think can resist and organize people. Then they're going to roll out in phase 2 preachers and local leaders and authors and everybody they always had a score with. They're going to go after everybody. They're going to go into the Libertarian Party and other groups and say, look, you get with the program and do what we say, or you're going to be arrested as well for connection to the nuking of X city. Then the bioweapon. It's like, oh, the illness, it's, it's spreading. It'll kill a couple million probably in the first couple months. The fear, but don't worry, we're trying to get the vaccine. It's the people that didn't take the vaccine. They caused the whooping cough to mutate, something like that. And that's why it's killing everyone, this super pneumonia. It's the fault of the non-vaccinators. They're the reason Trishon 7 is, out or whatever, and our scientists have proven it. And then it's just going to be hell on earth. And I would guess, because enough people know the game plan, I would say a third of the police in the U.S. will be killed in the first year. And I would say you'll have, it'll be like World War II level. You'll have hundreds of thousands of U.S. military will be wiped out, which is great. The globalists love that. It'll be terrible for those of us that care about the military. And then they'll bring in the stabilization force, Canada, Mexico first, it's on paper, to help during the attack. I mean, thank God they were here to help. And then the European troops are going to pour in, then the UN troops, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it is just going to be Saudi Arabian, Pakistani, whole world ganged up. Chinese are going to land in California. Troop-carrying ships, they've already been given the whole Pacific. They've already been given the entire Caribbean, all pre-placed on record. And we're going to face 1 million Chi-Coms. It's just unbelievable how horrible it's going to be. And it's going to be high cotton for you guys for a while, though. Raping, pillaging, killing, all you bad guys that work for the system, you're going to have a lot of fun. Except all the former Special Forces people are going to be killing you 24/7. And that's another thing you've got to understand is the minute the nuke detonates, or you hear a bioweapon's been released in New York and people are dying in like 12 hours, the minute you hear that, and it may be some false alarms, you've got to bug out immediately. No cell phone tracker communications, you know that. You've got to immediately pull out, because when they wipe out people like myself, they're then going to wipe out former military leaders. They're going to wipe out special forces type commanders who they're afraid, who they've been tracking, that they know could lead a resistance. So let me go over this for you. They're going to go after media leadership, military leadership. They're going to have a congressional leadership. They're going to kill people in Congress. They're going to kill and arrest members of the media. And it's going to be bad. And, hey, this is what's got to happen. It's what's got to happen. Just know this, we've got the jump on them big time because of all the human intelligence we've had for 50 years of the Patriots. They wanted to try this stuff in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They've tried it over and over again, but I'm here to tell you, it looks like they're getting ready to try it. This is the biggest attack formation we've ever seen, and they look like they're going live with this. Now, all I'm telling you is just get ready. And believe me, you may think you've served the system your whole life. They've already got your psychological profile. They know you're not evil. If you're not evil, they're going to kill you. Do you understand that? It's like oil and water, folks. It don't mix. You understand that? So you want to be part of something really evil, all you that like evil, you're going to really get a big taste of it. Just like Germany did. 20 million dead at the end of that little escapade over 5 years. I mean, you want front row tickets to Armageddon, you're going to get them. hardcore communist, collectivist, socialist, run by foreign banks, having their way. They want pure power to line up and torture and kill whoever they want. And they've got all their collaborators at every major city. And I would just tell people this. Use your brain. The police and military, even if they're brainwashed and even if they're firing on you, you want to stay out of their way. Remember who collaborated politically, economically, culturally. Remember who collaborated, who runs things. Who runs things? That's the enemy. Now, also, another sign, you're going to see top people fleeing the country right before this happens. And they've already been doing it for a while because they're so jittery when they've been letting on these plans. And by the way, these mayors that are in meetings with Bloomberg, they're going, you really registering to take them? And they're all, yes, we are. I mean, those mayors, I was for registering to actually try to stop crime. You're going, I'm not going to be part of this. 50 mayors just exited. 50 mayors. See, folks, I've told you I've held back information for years. But now's the time for you to really start hearing what I think is really going on. And unfortunately, it is what's going on. I'm not wrong. This is not my opinion. I have 95% of the data confirming everything I've said. The puzzle's almost put together here. That's why I just get absolute chills every time I think about it and act so wild on air, because this for me is just like absolutely risking my life, putting myself completely out there against this enemy. And I've studied this enemy so much. I know this enemy. And it just makes me sick to think about what they're going to do to people once they get control. And so I try to just get aggressive and angry instead of crying, folks, because, my God, this evil we're facing is just unbelievable. There it is. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors bailed over gun confiscation agenda. I would say that's a good headline, but it's just so horrible there's no way to describe it properly. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit. That might be quit over gun confiscation plan that leaked. What's the best headline? Yeah, 50 of Bloomberg's mayors, well, they quit the group. So we can say technically, as long as you explain that, 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit after gun confiscation plan leaked. And folks, this is the new article with all the intel, all the data. David Knight's report on this last night, all of it right now. Ready at Infowars.com, at Infowars.com, at Infowars.com. And it's been tweeted out at Real Alex Jones, retweeted immediately. And we're going to add to that some of the videos where they say they're going to confiscate the guns. And, of course, the mayor pro tem in Austin saying, oh, the plan is to register and confiscate. So that's key data of their deception and their evil. Now, here's the article. This is out of WASZ News Channel 3. Mock disaster training exercise in Scioto County. Is that right? Socio. And it goes on to say, the Army National Guard responds to the school being attacked. A dead science teacher, weapons of mass destruction, first responders in hazmat suits at the Ohio Army National Guard. They had to counter the right wing. Don't forget there's such a thing as domestic terrorism, they go on, as they practice taking on 2 school employees who are disgruntled over the government's interpretation of the Second Amendment, plot to use chemical, biological, and radiological agents against members of the community. That's right. The gun owner. See, the headline on this should be, military trains to fight gun owners, or military runs PSYOP to military cast gun owners as enemy. See, what we really need to do is decipher the bull. I've told you, every federal grant I've seen that goes back 20 years for these shooting drills is the local, homeschooling group attacks and murders the children. In the drill, the children who they actually put in the drill without asking, beg for their lives and mommy. Blow up a bus that's been donated so that we can scare them more. In this drill, it's a land rights conservative group is going to attack the police station. In this drill, gun owners are going to attack the school. Right here, WASZ. And then even though the article that's breaking, national news, I'm not criticizing it, is Ohio National Guard training envisions right-wing terrorism. No, it doesn't. The military is training in drills all over the country with police, casting gun owners as people that are going to kill everyone, so that when the black op teams go out and commit a bunch of false flags, they can come kill me. Do you understand how close this is getting? And then you cops get to have a civil war with 100 million gun owners plus. You think that's a fun job? Who's your friend? I'm your friend, and you better be my friend, and you better get religion right now and figure out this takeover, or they're going to do it. Colin watching right now. I want an article on this. I mean, that's just making me sick. It's making me sick. Making me sick how obvious this is. We got criminals running the country. They're going to blow stuff up and kill kids and blame us. I've told you over and over again. They're going to shoot up schools and blame it on the Liberty Movement. And then they might even nuke a city or blow up the power grid or release a bioweapon and say we did it. I'm telling you, whatever happens, they're going to blame us because we're the people in opposition to their evil. Teaching kids 2 + 2 = 5, trying to screw their little brains up. And I tell you, you're going to find out who your friends are in all this. A lot of people are cowards out there and are bailing out of the Liberty Movement because they see how real it is now. It isn't just some group or club they're in. But a lot of people we didn't even think were our friends are our friends now because they realize how serious this is. We only stop this by being bold. You're only going to stop this by speaking out. You're only going to stop this by admitting it's going on. But we don't have time to screw around. Hey, look around you, folks, wherever you're listening to this show. There's no secret team out there going to save you. Look around you. There's no other group out there. You're all we got, and that's a lot if you knew how much power you had. But I read these reports where they train, and now they've gone operational in the news. They haven't been doing that in the last 15, 20 years. This has been going on for a while, but now almost every operation is gun owners attacking the mall, gun owners attacking the supermarket, gun owners attacking the church. And they get the churches involved, and they all walk around with a little preacher, who's probably, turning tricks with people down the street. And the point is, in total twinkle toes, and they get them up there and have the parishioners practice the right wing attack on the church. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then they believe it. Oh, the right wing's the gun owners are gonna attack the school. The gun owners, lowest crime rate out there. Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the Life Straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Scalzo. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com.